Hello. Next to the very long introduction movie, which is the other YouTube you see below, which takes 1 hour. This is a short introduction of the WSPR analyzer program. This is version 1912, recording date 28 January 2026. Assuming you've done the installation, you have a licensed version. Let's just go through the program quickly, how things are working, and see how you get up and running. After starting the program, the first thing what you see is this screen here, the query configuration window. It's always on top, and it is in top just before this main window here. So let's start entering my call sign PA3AKP. Enter the tab button, and you see Juliet Oscar 22 Foxtrot Delta is retrieved from the database from WSPR.net. So let's just work with this one. What we can do as well, introduce a compare call sign. And first, before you do that, select the frequency band where you want to do the measurements. I'm running 40 meters at the moment, so if I click on the search compare button, all the stations active on 40 meter appear here. So let's select Papa Alpha 5 Charlie Alpha. Double click on the call sign. His data is entered in the fields here. Confirm and close. And now the queries have been defined to which data we want to look. Click the Start button. That opens the query retrieve window, the data retrieve window, and here you see what's happening. All the boxes are green here, so the data for PA3AKP is loaded, the data for PA5 Charlie Alpha is loaded, and what you see is that this window is auto minimizing. So let's change that. Go to System, click on WSPR Data Update Optimize Query, deselect, save and close. And now what you see is these timers are gone, so stop loading, restart the window again, because now the button which you have switched off is disabling this auto minimize, and now this window stays in your screen, updating the data every 6 minutes, and this bar is going to go to 0. This is a manual update which we leave as it is now. 28 January 26, and we're looking from 0 hours to 23:59:59 tonight. Frequency band 40 meters. So it's very clear that in this window you can see all the spots appearing. The number of rows presented on the left-hand row, which is containing all the spots, is now minimized to 25. So the last spot is on top, and within 25 rows, this is earlier, 3 hours 36 GMT, 4 hours 54 GMT. This is the data of all the spots we retrieved from WSPR.net, and these are the reporters which are in all my spots from the start of the day until now, which have received my signal. Charlie Tango 7 Alpha Radio Fox, 7 spots, EA1 Fox Alpha Quebec, 35 spots, etc. So this is how this window has been laid out. You can stop the loading process. So this window here, what this window is doing is actually every 6 minutes refreshing the data. If you, let's say, want to stop this process, just click on stop loading. If you click on stop loading, the window will disappear. The whole data retrieval process stopped. Click on start again, and there the whole thing is up and running again. Right. Define queries, I leave it as it is. Show spots, I leave it as it is because the data has been loaded onto the form. We have 25 rows defined, and this is the graph. Open the graph window. Click on the window or click on the button, maximize. And what you see now, let's get rid a little bit of this one. This is the spots that PA3 AKP, the main station, has been producing on all the reporters. This is the compare station PA5 Charlie Alpha. the list of reporters which have received PA3AKP, and the vertical axis here is signal to noise ratio, and this is a number of stations where we can plot how many stations have received the signals within the time slots of 6 minutes. So you see here it is fairly low. Click right on the screen, show point values, go on top of this line, 5. So this is equal to 5. Let's change the scale again, let's say to 100, and there you see it's a little bit lower again. Instead of looking to signal to noise ratio per spot, we can change this to kilometers per spot. And now what you see here is that we have spots here of 3024 kilometers. And if we look back at the data in the main table, 3024, if we sort on distance, it is clear that those spots are, let's say, are reported by Echo Alpha 8 Bravo Foxtrot Kilo. Distance is 3024. So let's return to the graph again, the graph window. So this is the signal to noise ratio and kilometers per spots tab. It is here defined as spots. With kilometer per spot, all these items here are disabled. If you go to signal to noise ratio, here you can change the sorting of this table. Now the sorting is on call sign, so this is alphabetic. Now we sort on the counted spots. So started with 35, 23, 9, etc. So this is the highest number is reported here, the lowest number is reported here. The graph data view, so the data we have here now is only from the main call, i.e. PA3AKP. Main and compare call signs. If you select this, you can select between main station PA3AKP or PA5 Charlie Alpha, or both. And then the signals of both stations are mixed in the graph. This is a little bit difficult to see what is really happening with those stations. So let's do the sorting again on the number of spots, 35 for EA1FAQ. If I click on this one, what is happening now, we are only selecting the spots of this reporter for both stations. And now very interesting line graphs are created. So here you can see the performance of, in this case, PA3AKP. Let's go back to his call sign, and let's say review this. Then you see that is only PA3AKP, PA5 Charlie Alpha. This is PA5 Charlie Alpha, and this is PA3AKP and PA5 Charlie Alpha together. So these things are disabled now, so you have to click. If you change this, you have to click against the station which you would like to look at. So this is a possibility to see what both stations are producing on spots on these particular reporter stations. Right, if something needs to be changed, like colors, size of the spots, etc., this is a shortcut to the configuration window. Here you can change the colors. So let's make the line, let's move this a little bit to the right. Let's make the line of PA3AKP again also a little bit more bluish. Okay. And this is the main highlights, and then the line color as well, the same color. Okay, let's do the same for the main station. The spots are the line is going to be red. No, let's make it orange. Okay, and let's make this one orange as well. Okay, confirm. Sorry, okay, confirm. And what we do now is click on the call sign, and now what you see, these things have changed. You can play a little bit around with the spot settings here, increase the spot size, increase the line width, so they are more pronounced on the on the screen, so it makes a little bit more visible with respect to what these signals are producing. World reporters, what PA3AKP's reporters are. This is the PA5 Charlie Alpha reporters. So if you click and click, it's swapping between the two stations. You can do auto swap and then see what is happening between the stations. So here you see 8787. So this is auto swapping. The color of the spot is indicating the number of dBs in signal to noise ratio. Right, let's go back to the next step, world spots. This is an indication of how many times a reporter is receiving the signal of the stations. So 1 to 9 spots is blue, and the more spots are received, the color is going to move into the red color. Now, this is again PA5CA and PA3AKB. The swap thing is there as well. Azimuthal map. So instead of the rectangular maps, we go to the azimuthal map, and now your station and his station are in the middle, and this is giving you true direction and distance for the spots from the location of the station. So this guy is in the northeast, and the distance of this map, the range, 20,000. So this is from the station in the Netherlands, and this is all the way just around going to the other side of the globe. Good. Azimuthal data. The data below this azimuthal map is as follows here. Range 20,000 kilometers. If you decrease that, you see that the red spots are going towards the outer circle, because the outer circle here is 4,000 kilometers. Let's go to 3,000, and here you see the EA station in the Canary Islands at 3,024 kilometers. Same applies to this one. Let's change the signal to noise ratio. Let's go down. Let's move to the outer circle. Let's see if we can find. Okay, now the position of this reporter here is at -12. Going back to the table, let's make this one smaller again. Going back to the table, if we sort on signal to noise ratio, let's say this one is -12. Let's look here again on the map. It's -12 dB. Now this corresponds with the maximum number here, -12 dB for the Echo Alpha 1 Fox Alpha Quebec. So this is how you can look more or less at the data behind all the azimuthal measurements. Time lapse. So if you want to see how the spots are evolving as a function of the day. Now this day has been short and there's not a lot of spots, so let me change this. I close this window, I stop the loading, redefine the queries, and let's say we have a look at yesterday, 27 January. Confirm and close, start. You see there's 6,575 spots loaded from yesterday, and a message, all historical data has been loaded, and the data retrieve window is closed. Once you have the data, it will not change anymore. So that's why we stop this loading process. We go to the Open Graph button. It is opened. And now what you see here is all the spots yesterday in blue corresponding with PA3AKP. We can select both stations. And here you see that red and blue is plotted here on the signal. This is the number of spots per time frame. So you see it's increasing. These conditions are coming up. Also interesting to see at the distance. And here what you can see, that distance is getting lower. Here you get the NVIS propagation. So NVIS, near vertical incident skywave propagation. So this is for short distance communication. It starts at about 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning GMT. Right, let's go back to the time-lapse version, to the time-lapse window. 27 January, starting at 0, 23:59:59 is the last moment. 6 minute steps, speed is 10, and let's start. So what you see is happening, I will make a change later in the type of the graph. You see the time lapse is moving. The white spots are stations reported at the particular time you see here below. Once it has been spotted, the station is blue. So these are the stations that already have reported their signal. Every new spot or every new reporter which is reporting a signal has a white spot in the particular time frame. So this is what you can see with the activity. And as we are approaching 8 o'clock, now what you can see is that more spots, that the intensity, the number of spots per time frame is really increasing. And because there are so much, this is of course slowing the process. Making the visibility better for this, I stop, close the window, go to the configuration, system. Let's select a different map, map number 5. You see this map is a little bit lighter. Save and close. Open the window. Maximize. Go to the time lapse. You see this is a different color now. And let's start again. And now the gray line will be much more clearer. So this is the time lapse movement of all the data received. Close the window. Already seen the configuration window. So here there's a number of things you can change. The type of the map, show the gray line, show the sun. So if we open the window again, and let's say I go to World Reporters, maximize this. You can see this window is on top, which is very nice. You can always see what's happening. If you change the map, here you can see what is the result of changing the map on the views in the graphical window. Okay, this one, apply colors to the list of signal to noise ratio values. If I click this one, these guys are colored. Blue is cold. Blue is the worst signal to noise ratio. The more red it becomes, the stronger the signal. Mark the maximum distance. Here you go. In this list, 3024 is the maximum. Switch this off again. Open the graph window again, because there's something I would like to show you again. It's early in the morning in the Netherlands now. So if I click on show the sun, here you see the sun is represented to be here. Show the gray line. Wait a second. The gray line is not working, so that's something I have to look into. That was maybe some changes yesterday in the software. Signal to noise ratio max. Let's change this. Okay, something needs to be checked. Right. Okay. Going back to the configuration window system, the voice announcements. So you can, instead of looking to the window all the time, there's a possibility to make alarms. So if you switch this on, I know now the reason for the gray line not coming up. Define, make it today, confirm and close, get the data as it is now, look to the window, look to the map, get the configuration window in the screen. This is the maps, apply the gray line, and there you go. Because it only makes sense to do it for the day as it is. The sun has to be removed in the history. That is something I have to change. There's the sun is out, gray line out. So the gray line and the sun in the updated version are only shown at the day which is active now, at the current day. Okie-doke. Color settings for the spots for the signal to noise ratio, the call sign, the spots for signal to noise ratio, the highlights, and the main color. Size of the spots 1 to 10. And this is for the NVIS screen. NVIS screen, the settings. Range in kilometers 30 to 300. Signal to noise ratio range -70 to +30. If we open that window, NVIS, here you go. There is no NVIS propagation at the moment, but you can see the vertical scale is corresponding to the setting what we see here. If we change this and change this and change this and I say refresh, there you go. The graph is adjusted according to the settings in the configuration window. Right, the text color, signal to noise ratio values. This one is white. Click on the window. Go to the world reporters. Let's give it a little bit darker map. Map number 1. And if you select here the signal to noise ratio data, you see that this spot here last is -17 dB. Here it becomes a little bit more difficult because this is a light color. Now the color you can change, the map you can change, you can adjust map design as well as text color to have the best possibility to read. Save and close. Maximize again. Close config alarms. Right. Alarm, audible alarm. If you do this, you create a possibility to report news, to report new reporters by audio. So the system is talking to you and reporting the station that is heard.
Hello, I am checking the speech function of Whisper Analyzer.
Right, this is a test button to see if you can hear it, if it is operational. I will not, let's say, keep this running, but when this is switched on, as new reporters are coming in, they are listed here in this list, and the speech function of this window is reporting this by audio. So if you want to, let's say, listen or have some information what's happening with the propagation, you can keep this running in the background. You get all the information by audio. You can do your thing. This is a very nice function, I think. Good. You go to the website. This is an about box about the software, the version. This is a function for the administrator, which is made to do some extra functions, but of course this is password protected. Right. This is not really a big issue. Select or deselect all the reporters, and this is for future capabilities which are not programmed now. Okay, long-term risk. Stats, statistics, quick form, information about call signs for the main and compare, where they are located, transmit power, number of spots received, number of reporters, maximum signal to noise ratio, the kilometer, the range maximum, the best DX, where the best DX is coming from, plus the best DX call sign. Long term. Now, let's say we want to look at the longer term to the data. For my station in this case, let's look what's happening from January 1st this year, 2026 to today. We are not looking to any spots below 30 kilometers, so this is the minimum distance is 30 kilometers. Let's look at the 40-meter band on which I have been whispering the last couple of days, actually since the beginning of the year. And on the right axis, let's also show the A index. And in January, there was a big coronal mass ejection. And it's interesting that we also show the A data. So you can see what is happening with solar activity on propagation, and especially on the lower frequencies, this becomes very clear. Processing 96,657 spots. Take some time, close this window. And what you see here is the day and night propagation from my station to any place in the world. Interesting to see here, this A index jumps up to about 300. And the day after, or that night, we had a terrific aurora borealis all the way down to the southern parts of Europe. But you can also see here that propagation is a little bit less, and there is a dead zone here. So if I just zoom in here, click, select the box, And what you see here, there is nothing happening here in this area here. So there is, let's say, if I say the values of the spots, this is 1:36 a.m. So 1:30 in the morning, all the way up to about let's see, one. This is 5:48. So this is about 4 hours of no propagation from my location on the 40-meter band after that particular occasion. Now, you can also show decay index, the sunspot number, or you can say none. So then you only see the spots. Right, I close this window, this one. So far so good. So we have shown you the NVIS, the activity. Oh, that's something we have not shown you yet. So this is at the moment the worldwide activity on Whisper. Red stations, transmitters, in a time frame now of 2 minutes. So you can see here from 0519 to 0521. Today, these are all the transmitters. Select on, sorry, receivers. Click on TX. These are the transmitters. You get a different view, and the numbers of spots are noted below its frequency bands indication. Close the window again. If you want to change the time span, you go to System, go to Activity Map Period. Now it is listed here as 2 minutes. If you change this, let's say for example to 10, save and close, then I have to stop the loading process because I have to do a requery. This takes longer. Let's go to the activity map, and you see that the data is loaded here. And there is some, you can see some more because now the time frame it's 5:0518 to 0528. So this is a total period of 10 minutes. Of course, you can always click the update button, change to TX. This is the TX activity. Here is the RX activity. So these are all stations worldwide which are operating, have been operating the last 10 minutes with Whisper on HF. Okido, let's keep it short. I've been speaking now for about 20 minutes. This is not 1 hour. I hope you like the program. Make a download, play around with the demo, and if you think, okay, this is useful, you can always buy the program officially. Thank you very much for your attention, and this is the end of the program. Bye-bye.